Hey, what's up? Exit the Matrix. Bob here. Hey guys, I wanted to do a video this morning on a subject that seems to be a darling of the left. It's many on the left that are atheist, that are agnostic. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. This is one of their favorite propagandas that they believe in. It's one of their favorite subjects. It's one of their favorite fairy tales. I mean, let's be real. I come down hard on Christians a lot, and that's because those of you that are Christian and follow my page or this channel, please check out the last video I did. I did a message for you, kind of explaining my views on God and Yeshua, and just kind of a conversation with you. And I put forth some challenges in that video also. But I think a lot of you feel like I pick on you guys, but the reason I do is because you hold more of a hope for this future, this world, than the left does. The left is ramrodding us into destruction at the moment. And some of them are waking up. Maybe some of more of the moderate leftists are starting to see the censorship, starting to see the riggings going on, if you get my drift, and they're starting to see the controlled demolition of the dollar and of the world order. And so they're starting to wake up and pull back. But however, there is a strong contingent on the left that is completely brainwashed, propagandized, and essentially militarized to a certain extent towards pushing forward with their goals of the destruction of the civilized world and the reset and the rebuilding of it into a worldwide tyrannical corporate fascist prison planet. And that is exactly what they're bringing in with their 15-minute cities and their social credit scores and their digital currency and all. And I mean, this is all being ramrodded into us right now with no lube. It's but I think most of us understand this. Even those of you on the left, I mean, be real. If you're for it, right? You don't have to hide. Now, if you hide, you're just a lying little snake, and you pretend like it's, oh no, nothing's going on. It's fantastic. Finish the job. I see a lot of the left. That's the slogan for the Alzheimer's puppet. But yeah, finish the job, the destruction. I mean, they're calling for it. I mean, it's word magic. But there's this one diamond in the sky that all these leftists, I mean, they propagandize your children from the day they go to school about this giant fairy tale. So they like to say people on the right, people that believe in a faith, Christians, Muslims, Judeans, Hindus, whatever. They like to say all those people just all believe in fairy tales, These people are very grounded in the physical world, which is an illusion. So they essentially believe in bullshit from the start. I mean, their whole view of the world is through the eyes of the bullshit wrapped around them. The bullshit glasses they're wearing that they've been wearing since the day they were born, I guess. Maybe their parents indoctrinated them too. But this giant-ass fairy tale that they like to believe in, it's like a cult following, is Darwinism. Darwin-style evolution. I mean, they build their whole basic science foundation on this bullshit, dude, that has been completely shredded by newer technologies and newer understandings. And yet, they continue to teach this to our children still in schools. I mean, Darwin hasn't been around for 100 years. He didn't know about DNA. He didn't understand genes. He didn't understand quantum physics, quantum mechanics. This guy, and you know, and he was just searching this world out and trying to make sense of it, man. I don't personally have a problem with Darwin, okay? He was trying to figure things out. He was theorizing. And there's nothing wrong with that, but these people made this guy like their messiah. Like his theories were absolute truth, and they're going to ramrod this into everybody's brains as hard as they can. And it's total BS, people. Like, Darwin-style evolution does not fit the simulation theory. It's obvious we're in a simulation. Now, who created that simulation and how it was created and the exact construct of it, I can't tell you that, okay? I'm still searching these answers out. However, quantum mechanics proves that it is some kind of a simulation or a projected holographic simulation. It's a simulation, folks, okay? What you consider the real world, the physical world, is an illusion being fed to your senses through the operating system known as the brain into your conscious energy, your consciousness, which is controlling the operating system and the human avatar. Okay? So, they're still teaching your kids in school that everything came from nothing, the Big Bang, right? Another fairy tale. And they're teaching you that over billions of years on the earth, everything started from pond scum, basically. Well, you know, that's a derogatory word, but you know what I'm saying. From single cell amoebas and, you know, single cell, you know, microscopic beings, bacteria, and that eventually, over time, through different mutations and just chances, lucks of chance, new creatures came from old creatures, and they upgraded, and it was survival of the fittest. And I mean, you still have human beings on this earth that literally believe that we came from monkeys. Now, do humans genetically, DNA-wise, contain some essence of mammals? Yes. We have some reptilian, we have some mammal. And the reason for this, people, is because just like a computer game, a computer virtual reality, you can update the system. You can download new creatures. You can download new DNA. You can download new variations. Yes, you know, like when you have a video game that you love, like let's say Skyrim. I love Skyrim. I don't know how many Skyrim fans I have out there. Occasionally, when I have some time to burn and get lost from this world, I go into the other simulation called video games, and I love Skyrim. And as you know, Skyrim has been a long-standing game. I mean, geez, the game's been going on for 10 years, and they haven't come out with a new version, but they just keep doing updates and adding extra content. Now you have creators that create content that can get added to the game or update the graphics and such. You've heard of the Mandela effect, right? Well, it's more than likely a side effect of downloads coming into this realm of upgrades. Because this is a school, people. It's a learning. We're here to learn. We're here to experience. In the spirit realm, this is a created reality. It gives spirits a chance to experience something different, that hardcore duality that you don't find in the spirit realm, that we actually call home, that we come from. I mean, we're visitors here to this construct. This old Darwin-style evolution of just tiny little variations over time, or mutations, which, if you actually do the mathematics on what it would take for every trillions of cells in a living organism to all perfectly sync up the way they do, like a perfect machine, like the human body, down to the molecular structure. That's trillions and trillions of just little chances that all lined up perfectly, which is impossible mathematically, okay? But besides that, these people have no proof at all of one creature becoming another creature, evolving into another creature. There is no proof of that, people, because this is a construct. Just like a video game, you could set the parameters within the game. You could set the variations within a blueprint of a species, of a creature, of a character in the game. Okay? This can be done. It's what gives video games, the better the game is, the more variation of play and possibilities it gives you, right? Well, this world we live in is no different. Look at the canine blueprint, for instance. You have a wide variety. You've got foxes, you've got wolves, you've got Arctic wolves, you've got coyotes, you've got look at all the thousands of domestic breeds of dogs. I mean, you got everything from a Great Dane to a Chihuahua, from a pug to a German Shepherd. Now, understand this. You have unlimited variation potential, adaptation potential within a blueprint. However, that blueprint, that species, cannot leave its line of species. It cannot become another species. It is still locked into certain parameters that was programmed into that blueprint. The only way you can break the laws of this is by hybridization, by genetically modifying species, by mixing DNA, by changing the code within the blueprint. That is the only way that you can make a mutant species. Now, that doesn't mean that you turn that species into another species. It means you created a mutant species. It's outside of the blueprint. It's a new species, essentially. And we all know that that is not allowed. When you come to this world, that is one of the rules you're not supposed to do, is mess with the construct, with the blueprints. And that, in the book of Enoch, you read in the book of Enoch, that's what the Watchers were doing. Okay, the Watchers were genetically modifying plants, animals, and the human avatar. And they were creating monsters on the earth and hybrids that, were fouling the earth up. So you got all these people that believe in this fairy tale that one species becomes another, that humans came from pond scum and monkeys. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, the building blocks of life on the earth, yes, you'll find those building blocks. I mean, I'm talking at the subatomic level in everything on earth. However, the blueprint dictates the form, function, variations, and adaptability of each species, and the design of each species individually. That's the magnificence of this construct. It was even understood that, hey, look, certain animals, like the canine species, may need to adapt to its environment to survive, right? So you have, like, say, a coyote who's got thinner, wiry fur. It's got really, earth-toned fur, tans and browns and light colors. So it can blend in with a desert landscape. So it helps it hunt and hide. And the way it's adapted to, it allows it to survive in hot climates, in desert climates. Now, you got the Arctic wolf. Thick coat of hair. With most Arctic foxes have more of a white hair. because they have to blend in with the snow for hunting, for hiding. Same thing. Same species, same blueprint, different variations, different adaptations. Not a different fucking species, okay, people? Not a mutant, a mutated, species of a canine. No, the same family, the same blueprint, different adaptations. Now, Darwin was trying to say that those adaptations could eventually lead a species, I guess, to turn into another species if needed be. Bullshit. We know this cannot happen, okay? DNA is computer coding. It's the computer coding for this world. People, this is, when you really start thinking about this, breaking it down, it is not that hard to figure out. But for some people, or for some reason, people on the left are just, they cannot get these simple understandings. It's like they want to believe in this bullshit evolution so hard that it's their religion. Just like their climate cult bullshit is also their religion. These people can claim left and right, we're atheists, I don't believe in God. Oh no, they believe in the God called government. They believe in the God called money. They believe in the war gods. They believe in the this bullshit science, dude, that they've been fed. And they teach it to your children. Like I said, people, they're not teaching your children about quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Unless, I guess, they go to like a, MIT or something. And the reason for that is because once you start understanding quantum mechanics, you start realizing that this is a simulated reality we're living in, and we're the consciousness controlling this reality. And we're directly connected into the quantum field, and we can manipulate it. And once you figure that out, you start realizing that you are something more than a human being. You start realizing that you are connected into everything. Into the mind of God, essentially. Into the creativeness of this universe. And they do not want that, because then that means that you're not some lowly monkey that evolved. And that can be controlled. It can be wiped out if they decide that you're no longer good for this planet. See, these people are complete narcissists. They're psychopaths, a lot of them. I'm sorry. I mean, and a lot of them, they just run around saying, trust the science, trust the science. As they put poison in their fucking bodies every fucking day. And they wonder why they're sick all the time and they're dumb as a rock. Oh, they think they're smart. Now, I got my bachelor's degree at Harvard. So you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a genius here. Yeah. No, buddy. All you did was you got an extra 4 to 8 years of propaganda and programming. And you're only smart enough to operate into the field that you went and got specialized in at college for. And that's it, buddy. You're dumb as a rock still. If you don't have the critical thinking skills to even understand what I'm saying here, then you're never going to understand this world, because it's simple. It doesn't take a genius to figure these things out, people. I mean, we're getting the keys now. Our scientists, the actual scientists that are trying to actually do something, that are delving into the mysteries of this world, not just figuring out how to dismiss most of the world's population, how to genetically modify foods to poison us and kill us off and make us sterile. No. These are actually real scientists uncovering the secrets of this construct. And they're not teaching your kids this stuff that's being figured out, that's being uncovered. They're still teaching your kids a theory that's been outdated for fucking 100 years or more. I mean, think about this, people. Darwin, the dude had no clue about DNA or nothing. What the fuck did he know? He didn't know nothing. He was just doing his best based on visual examinations. That's it. That's it. Oh, there was a variation in this one bird that he documented. Holy fuck, bro. Do you know what the blueprint is for that species? Did you know that it allows for variations? No, he didn't know that, okay? And neither do most humans, it seems. Even people on the right, maybe. You know? They always just chalk everything up to like, oh, the God of the Bible created it that way. You know? So, it's time that I put a little fire under the leftist seats, because they're totally running this world into the ground right now. We're seeing what trust the science means. It means dismissing populations. It means displacing peoples around the world. It means never-ending war. Yeah, it means put as much poison in your food, water, air, in your atmosphere, in your brain, through the sound resonance of this earth as you can do to destroy humanity. And while you're doing that, you're going to teach people that they're just dumb monkeys. Yeah, that's the science that they tell you. Trust the science. You know what, people? Some of these people that have this trust the science things in their yards and all that, they're the most compartmentalized, slave-minded people I've ever seen in my life. They think they're so intellectual, but yet they're so dumb, they couldn't even understand what I'm talking about right now. Because they're micro compartmentalized. They're only smart in their little field. You know? And outside of that box, they're dumb as rocks. Hell, most of them don't even know how to change a light bulb. Oh, but they can break down, you know, every little law in the books, and, you know, and try to figure out how to destroy the Constitution, you know, through lawfare. Oh yeah, they're fantastic at that. But you try to explain to them that their Darwin evolution that they all believe, like a cult following, has been outdated for, 100 years plus. Actually, let's take it back. It's been outdated since the beginning of man, as far as recorded that I've read, because the Egyptians understood a lot of this. The Hermetic teachings that have been passed down for thousands of years through the mystery schools already know that this is a simulation we're in. The Gnostics knew that this was a simulation. The Hindus, the Vedic texts explain this. Maya, the illusion. So you've got a cult following of people that literally are dumb as a rock since the beginning of time. They made up a fucking religion that they believe in called evolution. And I'm sorry for my cussing, people. My gosh, you get to a point where you just get so irritated about all this stuff. Because people on the right are dumb, people on the left are dumb. And I'm sorry, and I'm probably offending everybody, and I get it. And I'm dumb in my own ways, people. Trust me, I've gone down both these paths. And then I started realizing the center path is the right path. Because the further right you get pulled, the further left you get pulled, the dumber you are. And the more propagandized and controlled and programmed you are. We got to start thinking, people. We are literally sparks of divinity. We have the whole knowledge of the universe at our fingertips. We just don't know how to access it anymore. The ancients knew. We become so materialistic. We become so immersed in the physical reality, which is, like I said, an illusion. We've gone so deep into Maya, into Plato's cave, that we can't see just simple understandings of nature and of the construct of this world. And we've lost what we were. We've gone into this illusion, into this learning experience so deep that we literally don't understand that we are gods, that we are the children, the sons and daughters of the creator of all, of the source energy. And we've been so disempowered through lies, through manipulation. And we just go along with it, people, our whole lives. And then you get towards the end of your life and maybe start questioning all these things. Well, I'm sure glad I was questioning all this at 16, 15. Because I'll tell you what, man, I see jokers to the left and jokers to the right. You know? And it's just pathetic. And it just seems as if there's no recourse. And I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. Do you believe in this BS called Darwin style evolution? Do you believe that we were once pond scum, or at least our genetic traces? And here we are now, we were monkeys at one time, and, and all of a sudden now, oh, hey, guess what? Here we are, guys, trillions of chances and mutations, and here we are. All the variations on Earth came from single-cell amoeba. And now look at it all. Up, plankton to dinosaurs to humans to, everything else. One thing I wanted to mention, go back on. Remember what I said about the Book of Enoch and it talking about the pre-Diluvian civilization and how they were manipulating DNA, genetics. Think about all those different humanoids that these scientists, archaeologists keep uncovering. The Cro-Magnon man, Denisovan. Think about these people. Neanderthal. Is it possible, folks, that the Earth at one time had many different humanoids living on it? And maybe one humanoid group eventually wiped out the others. Is it possible that this world was kind of similar to Lord of the Rings, that there were different factions on the Earth, different species, different humanoids? And if right away you laugh at what I'm saying, well, you know what? They're uncovering races of beings right now, like in Southeast Asia, that were like pygmy people, that were like hobbits. I kid you not, they even call them the hobbits, the scientists. A whole species of humans, of humanoids, that were like miniature people. I'm not talking like dwarfism and stuff like that. No, this was a whole people, a whole tribe of these beings. And of course you have the giants, the giant bones that have been uncovered around the world, which has been a hidden secret for a long time, thanks to the Smithsonian and such. Some of these were up to 12 feet tall. Of course, you look at biblically speaking at some of the ancient texts. Some of these beings could have been even bigger. That King Og of Bashan and Gilgamesh in the Epic of Gilgamesh, for instance. So the world, the far past was a fantastical world, and we still live in a fantastical world now. The only problem is that we're moving into such a technologically based worldview that we are moving away from our spiritual connection. And we truly are spirits. So you're never going to leave the spirit connection, but we're being propagandized and programmed to not know what we are and where we came from. I don't know. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. I gotta pick on the leftists a little bit today. I've been hammering people on the right, conservatives. And look, people, I'm not here to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not here to piss people off. I'm here to try to shake your core thinking and try to get you to look outside the box, because we got to wake up, people. I mean, there are some people running this world, and I'm not saying this is just people on the left or right doing. These are psychopaths, the worst. They call them the cream of the crop. They're actually the cream of the rot that are controlling this world, and they're the ones propagandizing and pushing their false religions and their false science on all of us. They're doing everything possible so that we don't realize the truth and figure all this out. So maybe that's part of the riddle of being here, is to figure all this out, to show the fortitude of a spirit going through an insane world of duality like we find ourselves in. So hey, anyways, guys, I'm at work. I got to roll. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.